Ladies and gentlemen, you would think with all the opioid problems going on in the country that the Major League Baseball would have been testing for it. But do you know they're just adding opioids and cocaine to their drug abuse list? It's like, what the hell took you so long? Not unless they held out because they knew a lot of those players are on opioids. That could have been the case. So this came out in NPR. Major League Baseball drops marijuana, adds opioids and cocaine to drug list. You know, uh, wow, it took them all this time. As long as people have been abusing opioids in this country, wow. This is December 12th, 2019. Mm-mm-mm. Major League Baseball announced changes to its drug use and testing policies on Thursday, removing marijuana from its drug of abuse while announcing mandatory tests for cocaine and opioids. The policy will be effective starting in 2020 during spring training. Players who test positive for prohibited substances, which include fentanyl and LSD, will be evaluated and prescribed a treatment plan. Those who don't obey the league's plan may be punished. Major League Baseball officials said changes to the policies were agreed to by the player association and were made to protect athletes from lethal and addictive substances. The opioid plague in our country is an issue of significant concern to Major League Baseball, said League Chief Legal Officer Dan Hallam. Hallam, I guess. It is our hope that this agreement, which is based on principles of prevention, treatment, awareness, and education, will help protect the health and safety of our players. And you can see their tweet right here. So they're just getting around to making these provisions to include cocaine and opioids, which I would have thought would have been on their list of abuse drugs long before now. Preventing opioid abuse will extend past disciplinary programs. The league will require all players and team staff to take classes on the dangers of opioid pain medications and practical approaches to marijuana during the next two seasons. Meanwhile, marijuana use will now be treated the same as alcohol. Players caught using cannabis will be referred to a treatment board under specific conditions. Athletes cannot be punished for failing to participate in a treatment program. The White House Office of National Drug Control Policy praised the policy change, saying it could save lives. Millions of Americans struggle with substance misuse and need help. Well, they waited for many years before they took a stand on opioids. That's why it's so far out of control. And they're right, it's millions of people out here abusing these drugs now. And it is something they should have been watching all along. So that's why they can't control it. And I believe that's part of the reason why they declared it public health, because how do you control millions of people that are abusing opioids and other drugs? You can't. It's too big, too many people. We applaud the efforts of both Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Player Association to prioritize treatment over punishment. Interesting. These changes followed the July 1st death of Los Angeles Angels pitcher Taylor Skaggs, whose autopsy revealed the presence of opioids and alcohol in his body. The medical examiner said Skaggs choked on his own vomit while under the influence of alcohol, fentanyl, and oxycodone intoxication. Wow. Discussing the new policy Thursday, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred said Skaggs' death devastating. I think you saw it in terms of the reaction following the terrible event, Manfred said. I think that it was a motivating factor in the commissioner's office and the Major League Baseball Player Association getting together and addressing the context of our industry. What is really a societal problem in terms of opioids? Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I don't know what took them so long. All kinds of jobs and industries, they've been testing for opioids for at least the past several years. And the Major League Baseball players all this time did not have to test for opioids or cocaine. That just seems odd to me. You know, you would think that would not be the case. But I'm sure a lot of these athletes, ladies and gentlemen, are struggling with opioids. You have that kind of job where you're running and you're banging up and getting injured, and there's always a lot of injuries in sports. So that being said, there's pain, and a lot of them are probably using opioids for pain management. And if they never test, you don't know how far gone this really truly is in Major League Baseball and probably many other sports as well. When you really think about it, I would think they would have done a better job in testing these athletes. But then again, I guess not, you know. But I thought they always tested for cocaine. Wasn't Darryl Strawberry back in the day? Didn't he have a cocaine problem? At least that's what I remembered. But I never mind. I mean, do they even have steroids on here? I guess they do, but I don't know. This whole thing just seems real strange. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about them adding opioids and cocaine to the drug of abuse list for Major League Baseball? It makes me wonder, do they even have this for the NBA and other sports out here at all? Hockey, you know? I mean, those guys get banged around a lot too. So, they are dealing with all kinds of injuries while out there playing. So, if they're just getting around to it, I wonder if other organizations out here are getting around to it, like the NFL, contact sports. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will definitely see you on the next video. Peace, family.